Welcome back to Rednecks React. We're going to do something a little bit different this evening. We're not going to do music. I believe everybody knows, Star Wars Andor come out. And I've seen a bunch of stuff online. I'm sure you have too. It's plastered everywhere. I think it's pretty great. I'm not going to lie. I'm 43 years old and this is a mature Star Wars, so I'm pretty tickled with that part of it. I don't think Star Wars has to be just 100% kid friendly all the time. I mean, look, Marvel's giving you dark stuff and teenage girl stuff and women stuff, men stuff, so it makes sense. Anyway, overall view, what would you say?
I definitely say they geared it more towards adults.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you open and you've got dancing girls and bubbles, a brothel.
He's in a brothel, man.
And you've got like holographic dancers along with real. The bubbles just were cool as hell. Like the bubbles with the dancers.
It's supposed to look like the red light district in Amsterdam. I think that's what it reminded me of.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do it. Well, they might do it in bubbles now. Hell, I don't know. Japan does some weird shit too. They probably got some stuff like that too. But I think that's what they were going for. And I mean, it didn't take me out of the story at fucking all, man. And I like how there was an A and a B story. So I've heard this talked about like that. I don't remember doing that in school, but anyway, your main line is the A story. That's Andor in the present, and he is in trouble. He's done. Woke up and been like, "What have I done?" Moments.
He's pissed the people off in several different places.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. And look, this. I probably need to put a little thing at the beginning now because I've waited so long. Spoilers. I'm talking about what the fuck I won't talk about. You watch this, you ain't seen the show, you're probably screwed, okay? So you've been warned. I'll put a little blurb at the beginning on the title screen or something. Anyway, yeah, I liked it. I thought it's doing what they were shooting for. And I like how it's like Rogue One. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. It's great. I hate knowing Andor's end. I mean, he dies in that movie, we know. So that kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird in the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting attached to him, he's already
He's
dead.
going to die.
Yeah.
At least Obi-Wan made it to be gray-haired. I mean, Obi-Wan was old as hell. He had one final, let's go and blow something up. He did. Anyway, I don't know. I liked it. What we're going to do, since YouTube, man, it's crazy. Y'all know how all the copyright stuff is. To avoid that today, I'm just going to throw steals in. So you'll see what we're looking at. We're going to look at some stuff on the screen here and talk about it a little bit. And one of the first pictures I brought up, I wanted to show, it's a comparison. And this is obviously it's from now, the Andor show. And the other one is Andor, I'd say 5 years older. Okay, and he's already part of the rebellion. He's not part of the rebellion in the left-hand side of that picture. So, I mean, they got that there pretty good. I don't know. I'm into the story.
Yeah, definitely.
And that B story is perfect because it comes in and it's giving you his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what kind of Lord of the Flies crap's going on, but they ain't no adults nowhere. Okay, these kids are running around with poison dart guns and shit, and I'm just, where's the adults?
It's something out of Peter Pan, like Neverland, like.
It blows
Kids
my mind.
rule the island.
Yeah, man, it looks like a 16-year-old girl. She's the biggest damn one of them all, and she's telling everybody what to do. And our boy, he looked like he was probably, what 13? No, he's older than that. That boy was like, yes, he was. That boy was older than that. He was closer. He's older than your son at that age. That boy was 4.5 foot taller, so I don't know about that. Anyway, age don't matter. It shows him. I mean, it's pretty cool, and it shows his sister. And what did you think, we might as well talk about it, everybody else is, about not subtitling their language? What'd you think? That's definitely a director's kind of choice for a vision, I guess. So
yeah, I particularly do not enjoy it when I do not know everything that's being said. Now, yeah, you can sit there and kind of guess what's being said, but I particularly prefer subtitles.
I loved it. I'm sorry. I guess I'm fanboying here. I'm Star Wars all the way. Everybody knows it. I don't try to hide it. Now I will tell you shit I don't like. There's things I don't like, but I don't know that I agree with that. I think it's kind of cool because I think you can really see what the words would be saying. They were very explicit about the scenes they give you, and you can put that together in your head. You know, sometimes the directors ask the audience to be a little smarter than the average bear, and I think that's what it did.
You like the more of imagination, where I want you to tell me a story. I don't want to have to sit and like tear it apart and figure out, okay, is she mad, or is that just her bitch face, or you know. I
love all that stuff. I like the mystery of it. You know?
Yeah.
I love it when they come in with stuff and it's just, I mean, sideball. When he shot, okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the opening scene. So, she done mentioned he comes away as Cassian and Andor. They do have a nice emblem. Man, it reminded me of Dune for some reason, or something like that. Edgy kind of, that's edgy for Star Wars, I'm telling you. I liked it. I really did, and I love the music. I don't know who did the composing on this music. It sounds like the same person that probably did Mandalorian and Boba Fett or whatever, but whoever it was, they did a great job. And it opens up, and he lands, and he goes to the red light district, you know, and there's girls and boys and its and everything in these bubbles, and you hear all kinds of weird noises, and you know what it is. I mean, they ain't hiding shit. And I know some people are hurt, you know, kind of getting butthurt about that. I don't care. The way I look at it, you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah,
if there's enough of y'all, it won't come back. But I think there's enough that's going to like it that it's just going to keep rolling. Yeah. You know, everybody badmouths Disney, but the fact is they don't cancel their Disney Plus. So, I mean, what's up, guys? I mean, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be a dick. All right, so anyway, let's get back to this. We got the next image. That's a little far down the road. I like some of the artwork that they did for promotion of the show. One of them really stood out, and I did put it as one of the ones we'll show you, you know, when I get all this edited. But I think that's beautiful. It looks like something from like the New Hope era, you know, like Mark Hamill's Star Wars, you know, the Return of the Jedi. It really feels more New Hope, though, I think, than anything. It's just got that look, and I really liked it. There was some shots of Andor, and you tell me if I'm wrong. When that dude had that gun on the back of his head, right, and he touched him with it, it acted, I mean, he kind of in his acting, it was almost like somebody who was already traumatized by something. It's the way it come off. What do you think about that scene?
No, yeah, he definitely, like, I've been here before, I know how this ends, you know, definitely looked like almost some PTSD.
It did. That's the way I took it.
It took him back to
it's the look
where
he
was.
I've seen that look before on some folks, and that he captured it pretty good. I mean, but you could tell that it's exactly right. He was connecting that to some prior experience, and that even lends more to this. He's a capable, very capable man, but right now he doesn't really. He has nothing to live for but survival. You know, that's all he's doing. The whole first episode is him trying to get away from the cops, more or less. I mean, he popped 2 cops. I mean, you know.
Well, that was a shocking moment for me.
Man.
And
Star Wars, he shot the dude in the face. God almighty.
You know, a headbutt killed a cop.
Yeah.
And then you just seen the moment it twists, like, oh shit, there's a witness. Yeah. Like, I got no choice.
Could you imagine being in that cop's mind at the moment the realization comes, this guy's dead, the guy's got the gun, I'm the only one that's seen this shit. You see the moment that hits. So the guy, I don't know his name, I need to look all this stuff up if I think about it. I might even put it in the description, but he can act. Because he sold it to me, by God.
Yeah, he could. And then you could almost see he realized what they were doing. You know, it was just bullying a patron. Like, he realized, okay, well, we bullied the wrong person today. You could just tell from the way these 2 cops acted that they had done this before. They had...
Well, I mean, even the captain, brought it up.
But that was later on.
Yeah, but he still brought it up.
He brought it up. They're on duty, and they're drinking illegal stuff in a brothel that don't exist. Yeah. You know, all these things that are supposedly illegal.
He even said that these boys shouldn't be able to afford it. That means they're getting money cuts and skimming off the top and bribes. And, he insinuated a lot in a few words. And the guy that played that guy, now look here, I know some people are probably going to say, well, he's the bad guy. I understand the position that dude's in. He's at that age where he's like, man, I get to retire here soon, okay? I don't need any more of this shit. Okay, don't bring this to me. So,
but he's also recognized they're crooked cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have all this kind of information like these guys shouldn't be able to afford this, drinking this liquor that's illegal and in a place that supposedly don't exist. You know, and he basically all but said they were just bullying him.
Yeah,
so apparently these cops have shown a history of this.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like these are some upstanding cops that just got shot. These guys
are the rotten apples.
Are the rotten
Yeah,
apples
I mean,
of the...
Come on. And let's just be honest. Star Wars has always had messages to it, okay?
Yeah.
I think there's a little undertone going on there. It's not saying that all them boys are bad, okay? They're working for some bad folks. Empire sucks. But when you ain't got no choice, maybe you become a cop to make sure nothing bad happens from the people up above. You know what I mean? Most of them are probably like that. But these two, they were scum, man.
Well, I mean...
I didn't care they died. I mean, it sounds terrible, but I mean, no.
The other cop that filled in, you know, he wasn't willing just to make up an accent. He wanted to know the truth. That's the kind of cops you want to see. The ones that won't be ran over, won't be bullied, won't...
Though that excuse my language, that dude, he started getting way overboard. And as we go to the next show, I've seen it. She hasn't. So just to get that clear. You're going to see more of that develop, that storyline. That's kind of a C storyline now, that guy. So
basically you've got like the two ends of the spectrum of cops.
Yeah,
the extremists in both aspects of
they
it.
even got some good ones that are still extremists, but they're kind of good. It's, you know, that's what I like about Star Wars. None of our rules of morality really apply to a universe where thousands of planets know each other. I mean, our values is a small little thing compared to that many value sets. So who knows? You know. Now there's one last thing I want to. We're going to take a break real quick. We're going to try to do a 20-minute video on each of these. I want to make it kind of quick, but we are going to take a break. So let's go ahead and do that now, because when I come back and I'll put the picture up, I want to kind of talk about where and how this all fits in the grand scheme over the 9 movies and where it says it fits, and we'll get into that in our final review. So we'll talk to y'all here in just a second. Welcome back. We took a little break, and we want to steer the conversation a little different. We'll talk about the ending of the episode, stuff like that here in a minute, and probably get into that more with the second episode video that we'll have to do. Because I want to do one for each of these and maybe do a music video in between. So anyway, the image, you know, we're looking at, which is, I think, beautifully done. I love all this edit stuff people do. It's real neat. But it does show where Star Wars, you know, that's where we assume this is. It's 5 years before New Hope. It's 5 years after the Obi-Wan show, which she hasn't seen yet. So we will do some reaction videos to that, I think. And I'll actually film her during the watching so that we will really get a reaction out of her. I think those kind of clips will be good to watch. They're funny. How do you feel? I know you've watched all the other films, or most of them anyway. You understand the gist of the story.
Yes.
Yeah. So just let everybody know, my prequel favorite is Episode 3. I actually don't think that's a bad movie at all. The other two had some problems, but they're still not bad movies. I don't buy into all this hate on everything. If you don't like something, don't fucking watch it. Don't go on the internet and play like little. Just don't do it. It's a waste of time. Positivity makes the clock go slower. It feels like, you know, hate just sucks. So anyway, I like how they're doing this fill-in. So I'm gonna put up another image real quick, and this is one you probably haven't seen. But basically what this image is portraying or showing is the backbone. Okay, this image is the backbone of what Disney Plus's plans are for the future. You know, you've got a new Ahsoka show coming out, which is amazing.
I liked her.
You know,
a lot.
Getting Miss Dawson to do that was chef's kiss, and they listened to the fans on that one, because there was fans edits of that years ago. With her as the part. And then Mandalorian is turned into something. I think you've only seen through the first season, so we need to watch the second season with you. But I'll tell you, the second season, I don't want to spoil nothing for her, but the end, wasn't that ending something? I don't care what anybody says, it was amazing. I mean, it was for somebody my age, it's damn near tear-jerking, you know. Kevin Smith talks about crying about this shit. He's about right. The older you get, I think the easier the tears come or some shit. Your eyes water on some of the some of that stuff. Anyway, then they show Obi-Wan and Andor. So obviously, I think Andor's going to be 20 episodes per season or something. 22. It's like a regular show, you know, you'd watch on TV. That's
a full length, not these 10 episodes.
Yeah, you know. And think about it. Every 2 of them is basically an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Combine the 2. So when you watch 4 of them, that's a feature-length film. And think of the money they're throwing at just the special effects. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a TV show. This is what Disney can do. You know, and this is how they keep you hooked. This is how they keep you haters from hitting the unsubscribe button on your damn subscription to Disney Plus. Y'all talk about shit all day long, but you won't get rid of this shit, will you? No, I don't think so. So anyway, this is truly the future. You know, I believe that Obi-Wan will get a 2nd season. Don't know what the story could be. We know Andor is already. I think they're filming season 3 now already, something like that. And Ahsoka will come out either later this year or into next year, middle of next year, something like that. Mm-hmm. I bet you around May of next year, because that's a big day, you know, for geeks and nerds and shit like us. You know, big day. We'll get an announcement about Ahsoka, and I bet you she'll fill the slot that She-Hulk is filling right now.
Probably.
Next year.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel. I mean, it could be earlier, but I doubt it. All of these, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, all these shows are going to do like this because they're leading to what will be the Thrawn, this big Thrawn, the blue character that some of y'all know from the Disney Channel cartoon. Oh, I can't remember what that is now. Anyway, the cartoon they did, computer generated, it was after Clone Wars. They went into all that, you know. It's just going to be, I don't know, it's going to be good. Everything, I think, is going to fit into the timeline and fill it up. And if people are open-minded, I think they'll like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, my favorite thing about Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah.
Is whether it's one of the movies or any of these series that I've seen so far, they really show, everybody's got this image in their head that life is black and white.
Yes, yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
it's not the way it is.
All of Star Wars constantly shows that it isn't always black or white. Mm. There's a whole spectrum of gray in there.
Ma'am.
That
yes,
you know, it may not be the moral thing to do, but in the end, is it?
There's tough choices.
Right, and yes,
I get what you're saying, and Star Wars leans into that gray area.
And
you know, I feel like their Jedi that they're showing now are pretty gray areas. Disney claims they're going with a non-gray Jedi or whatever. I think Ahsoka's gray. I think of Ahsoka being a gray Jedi.
I do.
They do. They kind of. She doesn't use the other side, but she has so much knowledge about it. You know. So anyway, it's going to be a good show. It's all pointing to this thing. The books way back in the 90s had this thing called the Thrawn Trilogy, right? It was the biggest freaking thing in the world for Star Wars fans. 3 books long. It was great. Like, they could have done the film version of that as part of their canon now and blew it out the water. But how many people really read it, though? That's the problem. I mean, it doesn't matter how critically reviewed it was. If it was a small percent of the population, does it warrant spending $200 million 3 times to get it? So this is a good way for them to do that. That's what I'm getting at. TV show, they can throw a little less money at it. Now, watching some of the other shows like Mandalorian's done in the volume. Everybody knows what the volume is now. It's a room that's got LED screens everywhere, and they use a computer program for gaming, and they can alter what all of them screens do. And it's like filming, and you have this real landscape. They can really alter things and make it work. It's restrictive, though. You have to have flat surfaces to work on. There's some other things, and I think they'll fix over time. This one wasn't. So far, I have picked out maybe a couple of scenes that's in the volume, but the rest of it was practical in location.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I mean, that shot when that ship come roaring down, the Republic or Separatist ship, they're still, everybody trying to figure that one out. I ain't getting into it, but that ship going down with the yellow cloud coming out and all that stuff, that was a beautiful shot.
It really was.
I'd have hung that on my wall, you know, any of those shots right there, especially of that B storyline, the kids. Anyway, let's be wrapping this up. I could sit and probably talk about this for hell of a lot longer, but we enjoyed it. As far as rating, I hate rating shows. I feel like I'm very biased. I went years with no Star Wars content, and now all of a sudden it's everywhere. I'm fine with that. I'm not one of these going to hate on it. I might not like everything you put out, but I don't have to. There's other markets out there to make money. It's called diversifying. It makes sense, But my overall reviews, excellent start. And we are going to review the next two over the next couple of days. I'll try to get these up pretty close together. So, what's your overall thoughts?
Oh, I loved it.
Loved it. I thought so.
Because there were parts of it, that were so unlike Star Wars, and then it still had that classic feel of Star Wars with the whole gray area.
I love that they chose to do this because, Rogue One was sold as this. It was supposed to be a heist movie, and I guess it was kind of heisty at the end. They were going after those records. I get it, but to me, it was more military spy thriller, and that's the vibe I'm getting from this show. An adult show that's going to do adult things without gratuitous nudity right in your face, which sometimes that's fine. I know they do that on HBO, but that going into it. Star Wars can do adult things without being gratuitous about it, and people ought to just keep quiet. Enjoy it or walk away. You are not forced to watch anything. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoys the show. If you do, please like and subscribe. All the information in the description. We love you guys, and we'll try to get some more content up. Luckily, we got a new setup, and I think we're ready to go. I've even found a couple of places where we can do some odd short films, and I think people will be interested. So, y'all pay attention if you're interested in how we do the videos or some behind the scenes stuff, how the place looks, whatever. I'm going to be posting some of that stuff up on other social media, so we'll let you know. Anything to say?
No.
All right.
See you next time.
See you next time.